Bonus Arena, can you please give a warm welcome to Mr. Leon McQuade?
Firstly, great to be here today and see you all. And I'm going to share a couple of stories today because I believe stories are the most powerful way to change the world. I believe there's 3 digital supervillains that are wrecking our success. And I want everyone to sort of remember these. And the first one is digital overload. So I was just doing a bit of research. I look back and let's just take a flashback 2010. So Eric Schmidt, the Google CEO, he said, every 2 days, we create as much information as we did back up to 2003. And that when he was saying that, it was from the dawn of humanity, all the information created back in 2010, we created that every 2 days. So that got me thinking, I thought, how much information are we creating today? Where are we going? What's that look like? So I looked at that and it says, so if we took that same test and the exact same thing, in 2025, it will only take us 11 minutes to create as much information as it once took us 2 days. So what I want us to start thinking about is, the volume of data that we're consuming and where we're going. And if you look at that, I think it's, what is it? We capture, it's 181 zettabytes. I've got that right, Scott? Zettabytes, thank you. And just, who understands what 181 zettabytes are? Who can put their hand up and tell me what it is? Didn't think you could. So I thought I'd work it out and give us some visual. So if we stacked up Blu-ray movies all the way to the moon, it'd be 24.3 times, it'll be specific. That's a lot of data, and we're creating that every 11 minutes. I thought I'd take a quick snapshot of what the internet looks like. So if we look at the internet at the moment, in terms of how many hours we're consuming, that's just in 1 minute, right? So I think we've got a huge problem in that learning to focus. Our attention's being sapped from us all the time, constantly more than pulled. So how can we do deep, meaningful work? How can we create amazing things if our attention's being pulled? And I think we've got a huge gap where we've got that anxiety. So just a quick question in the room. Who's got notifications on the phone for text messages? Who? For emails, for WhatsApps? And my question to you all is why? You can just go in and check the apps and just see if someone's messaged you. They're only there to design, to grab your attention so we spend more time on the devices. So I urge everybody just to look at the digital devices of how much time they're actually spending. We live in an age where we've got self-driving cars and we travel to Mars on reusable rockets. Yet our vehicle for learning is no different to horse and cart. The way we learn at the moment, we just can't keep up. So it's a massive problem for business, massive problem for education. And we all grew up in the 20th century education system where, that worked if we was going to go from a farm into a factory, but it doesn't work for the new way that we're going to be working. And for me, I think the one super skill that we all need to think about having is our ability to outlearn, outthink, outperform. And I think that's going to be our most significant advantage. The second digital supervillain is digital distraction, like I've just mentioned. Everyone you're listening to, all the great entrepreneurs, all the great business people, all the great leaders, they all have a unique skill to say no, focus. I saw you nod your head when I said turn your notifications off. You understand the power of that? And how do we contact digital distraction? So for me, I think it's really simple. If you want to jumpstart your brain in the morning, we need to get off these devices because it's dopamine. We're getting ingrained to pick up these devices over and over again. And I just did a quick review, and if we go on average, the average person picks up Instagram 150 times per day, which is just insane. And can anyone answer why we do that? Why would we pick up Instagram 150 times a day? No idea. It's because it's designed to do it. It's designed to suck you in. So my challenge to you guys is, what are you doing to not get sucked in? And the last digital supervillain is digital destruction. And I think it's in cybersecurity. There's over £6 trillion in ransomware payments that have gone out at the moment, and it's just not happening. We're not hearing anything about it. And I've got a last 1 minute bit just to show you the anatomy of an attack.
Hey, this is Rajiv in finance. Call me as soon as you can. get this. Something's up with my laptop. I can't
Katie, are you on your way into the office? Something's going on with our file servers.
Karen in HR, our benefits dashboard seems really slow. We're getting calls from users on it. Give me a call when you get this. Joining conference now.
Apparently, there's a malware attack targeting our main...
It's ransomware. They're holding us hostage.
We're locked out of everything. I can't even check my phone. What about the backup?
That will take days.
We need this fixed now. You pay it. We don't have a choice. We're reporting earnings in 2 hours.
But how do we know that
Just
they'll...
pay it. Put every single person on getting us back up and running. That's the only priority now.
Okay, it's done.
I have the decrypt key. Mark, we have a big problem. The ransomware was just to distract us. They got inside. They got everything. Customer data, financials, everything.
Qualicart is reeling today from the news that hackers have released the personal information of nearly
The
2
Nasdaq
million
closed
customers.
lower today, led by Qualicart, which was down 14% on news that the recent data breach may be far worse than the company
Its stock
originally
fell to a
acknowledged.
new all-time low on news that CEO Mark Hanning is stepping down after what is turning out to be one of the worst breaches of personal
Mark, we have a
information
big problem.
in recent
The
history.
ransomware was just to distract us. They got inside. They got everything. Customer data, financials, everything.
So my question is, when was the last time you had a cyber risk assessment if you're a business owner? When was the last time you actually took stock personally of your email accounts, your password managers, who you've shared these out with? Because people aren't doing this. You know, it's a real serious, we don't hear enough about it. We've got the cyber crime unit over there who we can go over and see and get educated. You can come over and see us. We see it all the time happening more and more. And it's something that we need to take accountable for because technology is a tool. So lastly, I'll leave you with this. If anyone wants to connect with me on LinkedIn. We've also got a newsletter and a podcast. And thank you for listening.